Love का तो पता नहीं, but festivities are definitely in the air. The festive season is here, and that only means one thing: shopping. And when it comes to shopping, the only destination worth heading to is Flipkart's Big Billion Days sale, popularly known as BBD among shopaholics. वैसे I don't know why I was roped in for this discussion, क्योंकि यहाँ पे पहले से ही बड़े-बड़े महारथी मौजूद हैं. But since I'm here, I'm going to be discussing the best smartphone deals available on Flipkart during BBD. आज मेरे साथ हैं अभिषेक भटनागर, अरुण प्रभुदेसाई, ध्रुव भूटानी और राजीव माकनी. No offense, Rajiv, that list was in alphabetical order. But to compensate for this, I'll give you the privilege of starting this discussion. So my question to you is, why do you think the Big Billion Days sale is the best time to shop for smartphones?
There's so many reasons, Deepak. First of all, festivities in the air. You said love is in the air. All of that. October में क्या है? दुशहरा है, दिवाली है, feel good environment है in every which way. And on top of that, this is the time a lot of people save up all year that they'll buy some great tech. Then Big Billion Day sale comes in from Flipkart, great offers, great tech, banks के साथ बहुत सारे उनके जो हैं offers आ जाते हैं, cashback, big discounts. So this is the most fantastic time. अगर किसी ने कुछ भी सोचा है, this is the absolutely fantastic time to buy something. Best tech, best prices.
Totally agree with you, Rajiv. Abhishek, I'll start the next one with you. So what is that one deal that you're looking for during the Big Billion Days sale?
I think for me, the iPhone has always been the best phone so far. iPhone SE 2020 is one of the phone which has the best form factor, best one-handed usage, and it has the power which requires. So it has the Apple A13 Bionic chip as well. And I think as per the teaser, it is going to be available for less than 30K, and that makes it one of the excellent deal for people out there.
Arun?
So Abhishek, iPhone SE he's going to buy. I will take iPhone, but it will be 12. हम Indians क्या होता है पता है जब iPhones launch होते हैं ना, we buy the previous generation. There is a reason. बहुत अच्छे price पे मिलता है. And this Flipkart BBD sale, it's not going to be any different. iPhone 12 will be my choice. 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display and that A14 Bionic chip, and you're getting it below for 50,000. Yeah, 45 to 50,000. I mean that price and that powerful phone you're getting. I don't think that deal anyone should miss.
I agree with you there. Rajiv?
So I'll tell you what, he's going with the 12, I'll go with the 12 mini. Chota packet, bada dhamaka. Matlab, everything that you speak about in the 12, except more portable, smaller, वही A14 Bionic chip, absolutely fantastic screen, great camera, सब कुछ है. And if he's saying it will be around what, 40, 50 you're saying, I would predict around 40, and at 40, this is not a mini. This is a major big dhamaka that you can buy.
True. Dhruv?
I think Arun and Rajiv have already said a lot about the iPhone, but I'm going to agree with Arun here. I think the iPhone 12 is going to be my pick because you're getting a premium design, you're getting a great camera, you're getting fantastic performance, and the best part for me is you're getting support. Like this is a phone that's going to be supported for years on end, and at that price, I mean, you can't really do that much better.
Okay, so iPhone seems to be the unanimous choice here. I think I agree with you guys. And if I were to choose, I think I would go with the iPhone 12 as well. It's a brilliant deal, hard to miss. Alright guys, now moving on to the most important part of this discussion, I'd like to know everyone's picks in different price segments. And the first price segment we are going to start with is the under 7K price segment for smartphones. Now, this segment, we used to have phones which involved a lot of compromises, and that was just a few years ago. But now we have some very good options, and whether you talk about the display, the camera, battery life, we don't really need to compromise anymore. So what would be your picks? Arun, I'll start with you.
Okay, under 7,000. Like you said, earlier there used to be a lot of compromises. Lekin, if I have to say now, I'll say Narzo 50i. Yes, it's a new launch. Flipkart BBD sale mein launch ho raha hai. And I'll tell you the specifications. 5,000 mAh battery, 6.5-inch HD plus screen, under 7,000 rupees, 6,999. I think that will be my pick of deal, under 7,000 rupees.
Abhishek?
So I will go for the underrated brand, which is Infinix, and they have been launching very excellent phones. And the latest one is the Infinix Smart 5A. So this phone has 6.5-inch HD plus display, pretty good. 5,000 mAh battery, good. and then after 8 megapixel rear cameras, which is also good for the price. And I think it is one of the good phone which comes for 6,499, and I think it makes a lot of sense for the people to go for this one.
Absolutely. Dhruv, which phone would you choose under 7K?
So ironically, like, my choice is going to be another phone from Realme, like Arun's choice, but this is the Realme C11 2021. And it's a very interesting phone because it's also bringing splash resistance. Now, when you're going for a budget phone, you want something, you know, that can bear the elements, survive the elements. So splash resistance, that's great to have. It's also got like essentials, you know, a nice big 6.5-inch screen and a huge 5000 mAh battery, which is going to like last you a full day, maybe even a little more. And those are essentials, right? You need those. So at a price of 6,799, very hard to beat.
Sounds good. Rajiv, आप क्या choose करेंगे?
So I'm going to keep it real, okay, which is again Realme. Narzo 50i. मैं एक और reason देता हूँ पहले why Narzo 50i. Arun also took that one. Narzo, पहले तो नाम सुन के लगता है ना कि बड़ा ही कुछ Star Wars का कोई character or something like that. It feels good to say कौन सा phone? Narzo phone. So Deepak, you said it right कि 7,000 rupees में आप compromise करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, and that's what I think the Narzo 50i really represents. 6,999, literally no compromise at that price point.
Absolutely, yeah. Great choices, everyone. Completely agree with what you chose. Let's talk about the volume segment now. Rupees 7,000 to rupees 10,000. पिछले कुछ सालों में we've been seeing a lot of action and competition in this price range, so I'm sure it'd be difficult to make one recommendation. Let's start with Abhishek.
आई थिंक मैं तो नार्जो 50A के लिए जाऊंगा, जो कि नार्जो 50i का भाई है, और एक तरह से देखा जाए तो ये फ़ोन आराम से 10,000 के अंदर मिल जाएगा बैंक ऑफर्स लगा के। अच्छी बात क्या है, 50 मेगापिक्सल के ट्रिपल कैमरा सेटअप मिल रहा है, साथ साथ 6000 mAh की बड़ी बैटरी मिल रही है, तो ओवरऑल काफ़ी अच्छा बैकअप मिलेगा और बहुत ही अच्छा फ़ोन हो सकता है ये, जो कि 10,000 के आसपास आपको आराम से मिल जाएगा।
Rajiv, your choice in the 7 to 10K range.
So I'll tell you a phone that sometimes gets overlooked. It's a great phone. Samsung ka Galaxy F12. First of all, Samsung ka naam comes in with that reliability and that comfort that you're buying from Samsung. Then, you know, a really good 48 megapixel quad camera setup, 6,000 mAh battery, nice Exynos 850 octa-core processor. And then a price point that I think really makes sense, 9,499. So I think in a lot of ways, this is my comfort suggestion.
Arun?
Okay, again at 9,499, my choice is going to be POCO M3. देखिए 10,000 के नीचे, from 7 to 10,000, what is it that you want? FHD plus screen, very few smartphones give you at that price point. Good processor, 662, clubbed with 6 GB RAM, 6,000 mAh battery, and at 9,499. My choice definitely would be POCO M3 in this Flipkart Big Billion, they say.
Brilliant. Dhruv, what will you choose?
So this is a phone that, you know, might have slipped under the radar or would have slipped my eye, but my choice would be the Infinix Hot 10 Play. Now this is a phone that it's tailor-made for the pandemic era, which is a little unfortunate to say, but it's perfect for that. It's got a huge 6.82-inch screen. Now that's great not just for people who are looking for entertainment at home, but also for students, for anybody who's doing a lot of work on their phone. And as you know, phones are the center of our universe these days. Backing that up is a 6,000 mAh battery, and it's being sold for a price of 7,999. Really good package, and really usable package for not just working professionals but also students. And I think that's the one to go for.
अब नाम में ही hot है, तो I'm sure it's going to be a very hot deal. Rupees 10K to 15K segment की बात करें, so we know that it has become a battleground for brands. That's why we are seeing even high-end features like 5G support, high screen refresh rates, and powerful processors trickling down to this price point. Let's ask Rajiv कि वो क्या choose करेंगे इस segment में.
So you said it, थोड़ी सी future proofing करनी चाहिए when you're spending this much. तो इतना खर्च रहे हो तो थोड़ा लंबा भी खींच दो phone को. So I'll go with the Oppo A53s. I'll tell you why. 5G, right? Really good chipset at this price point. MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G processor, 6 GB of RAM, 5,000 mAh battery. Combine all of these things and at a good price point that they're actually giving, 12,990. I think you put it all together, ये थोड़ा future proofing भी है and great looking phone also.
अभिषेक, आप क्या चूज करेंगे?
सर मैं तो पोको M2 Pro के लिए जाऊंगा। हालांकि पुराना फ़ोन है, 4G फ़ोन है, लेकिन वैल्यू फॉर मनी में बहुत अच्छा है। वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सेलर फ्रॉम पोको। 12,000 में मिल जाता है, 48 मेगापिक्सल का कैमरा है, 5000 mAh की बैटरी है और 6.67 इंच का FHD प्लस डिस्प्ले है। तो वैल्यू फॉर मनी में मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी अच्छी डील है ये।
ध्रुव, योर टर्न।
So, when you're crossing the 10,000 rupee price band, you're looking for good specs, but you're also looking for good experiences and a good design. And I think the Motorola G40 Fusion, that's one phone which strikes a good fusion of all of these things that you're looking for. It's of course got all the specs. It's got a 120Hz display. It's got a Snapdragon 732, which is pretty good. It's even got a 6000 mAh battery, so the spec bit is sorted out, but it's also the software experience and just the entire look and feel of the phone that just combines together, or as Motorola would say, fuses together in a fusion. And all for like 12,999, it's a pretty good deal.
Absolutely. Arun, your choice.
Agree with Dhruv. But nowadays, there are two things that have become very important, especially because of these pandemics. Big screen, because people want to play, watch a lot of multimedia. So if you are a multimedia lover, I will say go for Realme 8i. बड़ी स्क्रीन आती है 6.6 इंच की, 120 Hz फास्ट रिफ्रेश रेट है, साथ में Helio G96 प्रोसेसर. G96 is the latest processor that they have launched, and I think it is one of the better gaming processors in that particular price range. साथ में 50 मेगापिक्सल का ट्रिपल कैमरा सेटअप भी आता है, and at 12,999, again it's a pretty good deal. I mean, I really like Realme 8i.
Wow, all of these are excellent options, and I'm sure buyers would be spoiled for choice this big billion days. Now let's see what options do these experts suggest when we go to the rupees 15K to rupees 20K segment. So I'll start with you, Dhruv.
So my choice in the 15 to 20K segment is going to be from a brand that has been giving very real competition to some of the biggest smartphone brands in the country, and that's the Realme GT Master Edition. I mean, let's just start with the fact that it's got Master in the name. Okay, you can't beat that. But it's also the most affordable phone with a Snapdragon 778G processor. It's got a 6.4-inch screen, a great 64 megapixel camera, and a fantastic design. Now this phone is going to be priced at 20,999, but you can make use of card offers to bring it down below 20K. I know we're edging it, just above 20K, but I mean, everybody should be making use of those card offers anyway. So, I think this would be my choice.
True that. Rajiv, आप क्या choose करेंगे?
Okay, so I see your phone. I'm going to raise the stakes because I'm going to go loco for POCO. POCO, very interesting company. They did quite set the market on fire. F1 Pro got most things right with it. But I'm going to go with the POCO X3 Pro. And I'll tell you why. First of all, that mighty processor that still just is one of the best ever. The 860 processor. Then throw in that big screen, beautiful screen, 6.67 FHD plus, really, really nice. Then a nice big battery. The reason why I like this phone a lot is that जब आप 15,000 रुपए से ज़्यादा खर्च रहे हो, you don't want anything that isn't tick marked. You don't want कि अच्छा ये सब कुछ अच्छा है, ये रह गया. इसमें ये रह गया नहीं आता है. सब कुछ आ जाता है इस फोन में. That's why I really like it. That's why I raised the stakes.
Great choice. Great. अभिषेक, आप क्या चूज करें?
एंड राजीव, हाउ कैन यू फॉरगेट सैमसंग? सैमसंग एक इतना ट्रस्टेड ब्रांड है, इस सेगमेंट में सबसे ज़्यादा बिकने वाला ब्रांड है ऑलमोस्ट, और लोग भी काफ़ी पसंद करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे मैं एक नहीं दो फ़ोन बताऊंगा। पहला है सैमसंग का F62, जिसके अंदर आपको सैमसंग गैलेक्सी नोट 10 वाला प्रोसेसर मिलता है, यानी कि आपको फ्लैगशिप ग्रेड का प्रोसेसर है, साथ साथ 7000 mAh की बैटरी। दैट मीन्स द फोन इज गोइंग टू गो लॉन्ग एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली कीप यूजिंग इट। तो मल्टीमीडिया के लिए बहुत बढ़िया फ़ोन है। और दूसरा फ़ोन जो कि नया ऑप्शन है वो है सैमसंग का F42 5G कनेक्टिविटी के साथ है। डायमेंसिटी 700 वाला CPU भी है, और इसके अंदर आपको 64 मेगापिक्सल का कैमरा और 90 हर्ट्ज का डिस्प्ले, जो कि आजकल हाई रिफ्रेश रेट डिस्प्ले सभी को चाहिए। तो आई थिंक दीज टू फोन्स आर एक्चुअली वेरी गुड एंड वेल ट्रस्टवर्दी ब्रांड एज वेल।
ग्रेट। अरुण, योर टर्न।
दीपक, सबसे लास्ट में जब पूछते हो ना, द चॉइस बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट व्हेन यू आर आंसरिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट पर्सन आंसरिंग, इट्स वेरी इजी। अब 4-5 फोन्स हो गए, but I'm surprised that none of them took the name of Motorola Edge 20 Fusion. Yes, 108 megapixel camera, 108 megapixel under 20,000. A big OLED screen, that is what you want. And like Dhruv had said, G40 Fusion between 10 and 15, because of the experience, the clean UI experience that you get with Edge 20. I think that will be my choice. Irrespective of all the other choices, for me, even if I would have said the first time, I would have said H20 Fusion.
No, good choice actually. OLED will be 10-bit.
Yes,
really
OLED, yeah,
good.
that is
That's
right.
The big
That's
one.
absolutely right.
Really?
Yeah.
And 108 megapixel camera
Yeah,
at this
good
price.
Stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. This segment is a very tough one because there are such great options here. We all know that 5G is not available in India currently. We don't know when it's going to be available exactly. But you know, there's this price segment where you have options. You have both 4G and 5G sort of overlapping. So now the question arises कि आपको इस price segment में 5G phone लेना चाहिए या नहीं? And I'll ask all you guys what you think about it. Arun.
This is one of the most frequently asked question in comments. I'll tell you what, everyone is asking. And while there is a straightforward answer, if you use your phone for more than 1 year, you should buy a 5G phone. If you buy a phone every 6 months, which I don't think many people do, but if you do, then you can go for a 4G phone and then probably later look at 5G. Because I am pretty decently confident that 5G will arrive in India within a year's time. At least I'm crossing my fingers.
Fingers crossed. Abhishek?
I think I agree with Arun. Taking a 5G phone only if you're going to use that phone for longer. Most of these phones in this price segment, people keep on changing. So in that case, you have to check that minimum 11 bands for 5G are available and you are going to use that phone for a long time. Then only it is going to benefit. Otherwise, your money is going to be wasted just on the 5G level. So I think people should basically check that.
Yeah, I think बहुत ही ज़रूरी point उठाया because 5G की तो सब बात करते हैं लेकिन जब वो bands check करने वाली point आता है तो सब लोग उस चीज़ पे ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. वो बहुत ज़रूरी है because आप 5G phone ले लें और बाद में वो support ना करे 5G networks को, that doesn't make any sense.
We have seen phones with only 2 5G bands.
Yes.
They are literally useless.
Absolutely. Dhruv?
Following up on Abhishek's hyper-specific answer, I'm going to say that it should not be anywhere in the top 5 things that you're concerned about while buying a phone. Even if we get 5G in the next year, which I'm not very optimistic about, sorry Arun, maybe year and a half, 2 years, even then it's going to be so limited, it's going to be limited to such small number of areas, small pockets, that whatever you buy today is going to be irrelevant in a year and a half, 2 years. You will be ready to upgrade by then. And 5G phones are just constantly getting cheaper. So don't make that your first criteria to buy a phone.
Rajiv?
Dhruv, so I'm usually, as always, I'm going to go with the exact opposite to what Dhruv is saying. I think it's a very important criteria. It should be in your top 3 right now. First and foremost, I don't think I'm going to be as pessimistic कि 2 साल नहीं लगेंगे 5G को. I think in the next 1 year for sure. Number 2, completely agree with Arun. Why should you change your phone? Phones इतने powerful, इतने अच्छे आ गए कि 1, 1.5, 2 साल आप आराम से, and you should absolutely keep phones for at least a year and a half or 2. Don't get into this cycle of हर साल, हर 6 महीने. So therefore you should be future ready. फिर एक fake 5G आता है. I mean, I'm using that term. Fake 5G is exactly that. 2 band डाल दिए. कौन सा band आएगा इंडिया में जब 5G आएगा? We don't know. When you go abroad, there can be countries that can have a particular band requirement. You don't know. So at least get a minimum of the 11 band. And that's very, very important. So don't buy anything other than, if you buy 5G, buy with the 11 bands for sure. मेरे हिसाब से it's an important criteria. You should be kind of future ready. Imagine आपने, some people save up for quite a few months to buy a phone, even 10-15,000 rupees. और उसके बाद आपने एक phone खरीदा and suddenly you feel 5G आ गया लेकिन I am not getting the benefit. You feel cheated. So I would say absolutely important, very important criteria.
I have to add, sorry, out of turn, but I'm going to add this. When 5G comes, even though it is in limited few cities and you are not in that city, but you don't have a 5G phone and you know that in next 1 or 2 months 5G is going to come. You know that feeling, I know because 3G to 4G when it happened, exactly the same thing happened. A lot of people had 3G phones and they were waiting for 5G, but they wanted 4G phone at that time. They should have taken, if I had taken a 4G phone early. So yeah, it is also that emotional thing where, अरे यार 5G phone लेते तो अच्छा होता. Even that is there, which kills you, which literally kills you.
Let me come.
People will travel, मतलब सिर्फ एक ही जगह में नहीं बैठेंगे.
But we are living in COVID times.
Go to a city.
But like Arun said, he's talking about FOMO, right? But you're talking about FOMO 2 years down the line. You'll be having FOMO over a new phone.
2 साल के बाद.
साल बाद भी.
साल बाद तो बहुत ज़्यादा है.
FOMO over not having the latest phone.
No, you're asking people to go into a 6-month cycle के अभी कर लो फिर नया phone खरीद लेना. That's not how you should.
Tell me this. What would you prioritize? A great camera, a great software experience, or 5G support?
But I think it's not a matter of choice. You get all of it in a phone.
नहीं वही तो 15,000 में अब 5G मिल रहा है तो 4G क्यों? That is another question.
So anyway, that's the way I think.
But only if that 5G is usable on that camera.
Yeah, 11 bands, yes.
तो वो check करना बहुत जरूरी है.
आपका जो small है वो बहुत important है.
Even when the 4G phones came, 3G was very good, but people were buying 4G phones. Brands were releasing 4G phones much more in advance. और वो helpful हुआ. बाद में लोगों को 4G phone की वजह से connectivity के लिए अपना phone change नहीं करना पड़ा.
बिल्कुल.
So I think that also we have to
I think it's future ready, FOMO ready, travel ready. In every which way, I think 5G top 3 criteria.
Sure.
Great discussion, guys. Now I'm feeling a little left out here because I wasn't part of the discussion, but I completely agree. I think we've
With
discussed
who? What do you mean by you agree? With who?
all of you guys,
you started.
with all of you guys, literally, because you all had some very fine points to consider, right? And look at it from a use case of an individual buyer, right? I'm residing in Delhi, right? And Delhi, hopefully, whenever 5G starts, right, metros should be the first to get it, right? So my point of view could be a little different, let's say, from someone else who's residing in a smaller town, because
But आपका cousin जो small town में वो आपको visit करने आएगा दिल्ली में.
And then he can make use of 5G.
5G.
So again,
Exactly.
मैं भी 5G.
Now this is the reason why you guys are the experts, right? All brilliant points, guys. Now, a couple of years ago, we used to consider the rupees 20k to 30k segment as a slow one, where we'd mostly see older phones appearing after price cuts. But that has changed completely now, and that means our experts here will have some amazing options to suggest here. Rajiv, what will you choose in this segment?
Okay, so once you're spending कितना 20,000 से ऊपर, तो फिर थोड़ा सा swag and style भी आना चाहिए ना. It should look its part. No one wants to buy an ugly phone at any price point, especially not if you're spending 30,000. And whenever I use the term Oppo, if I say the brand name, what's the first thing that will come to your mind? It's got to look good, it will be very, very thin, and they'll do something interesting with the camera, the video and everything else. So my choice, the Oppo Reno 6 5G. What's the additional thing? They did something really great with the processor also. World's first 6nm Dimensity 900 processor. Now this really flies. Then 64 megapixel triple camera and lots of interesting things that actually you can use, like a bokeh flare and all the other things. Some great stuff with the video that they've done out there. And then incredible price now on BBT. So put it all together, it's got the flair, it's got the price, it's got the performance. That's my choice.
Brilliant. Abhishek, आप क्या choose करेंगे?
मेरे हिसाब से इस सेगमेंट के अंदर पावरफुल फोन होना बहुत जरूरी है और लेटेस्ट प्रोसेसर मिल रहा है तो और भी अच्छी बात है. जैसे अरुण ने सजेस्ट किया मोटोरोला का H20 फ्यूजन, मैं इसका सिबलिंग H20 जो कि इससे भी ज़्यादा पावरफुल है, लेटेस्ट हार्डवेयर स्नैपड्रैगन 778 जो कि बहुत ही बढ़िया है. साथ ही साथ इसमें आपको 8 GB तक की रैम मिल रही है, 144 हर्ट्ज का डिस्प्ले, 108 मेगापिक्सल का कैमरा. तो ओवरऑल स्पेसिफिकेशन में ये इतना बढ़िया फ़ोन हो जाता है कि इस तरह से प्राइस के हिसाब से सबसे बढ़िया वैल्यू फॉर मनी, जिसमें आपको मैक्सिमम पावर मिलेगी और लेटेस्ट प्रोसेसर मिलेगा. तो कुछ भी पुराना नहीं है यहाँ पे.
Good phone.
Absolutely, great deal. Yeah. Dhruv, what will you choose in this segment?
So Deepak, you know what they say, right? It's not about size, it's about what you do with it. And that's where the Pixel 4a comes in. You know, it's got one camera, but one camera that can probably beat a lot of phones at a higher segment as well. It's got a Snapdragon 730G, not the most powerful, but supremely optimized day and date updates. It's got a 5.81 inch screen. Now some might say it's a little small, but it's convenient, it's comfortable, and that's important. You know, you don't want a phone that's just sticking out of your pocket. You want a phone that you can comfortably use all day long, and all for a price of 25,999. The Google Pixel 4a is definitely my choice in this category.
Completely mind-boggling what Google has been able to do with just that single camera.
Absolutely.
Arun, what will you choose?
Again, I'm on fourth. You know, it always becomes so difficult, but great choices, and I would also go with the Edge 20. But like Rajiv said at the start, in this price range, looks matter a lot. You know, anyone who is spending about 25, 30, between 20 and 25,000, they want good looking phone. And Vivo V21 5G. And in that price segment, I do not think there is any other phone that comes even close to the looks of Vivo V21 5G. So that would be my choice.
Absolutely. Amazing what Vivo has been able to do with designs especially. And if you look at the recent launches, Some brilliant looking options there, and most of them good all-rounders. So let's move on to the final segment, which is the 30K plus price segment. Like, these are the cream of the phones, these are the absolute flagships, money no bar. You have all the money in the world to spend on a phone, and I'm really looking forward to what you guys will suggest in this price segment. iPhones की हम already बात कर चुके हैं, so now let's just focus on Android flagships. And I'll start with you, Abhishek.
See, जैसा राजीव ने कहा, ओप्पो ने एक्चुअली ने बहुत अच्छा नाम बनाया है अपने कैमरा फ़ोन्स के अंदर, और ना सिर्फ यहाँ पे आपको अच्छे कैमरा मेगापिक्सल मिलते हैं, कहीं ना कहीं फीचर्स भी काफ़ी अच्छे मिल जाते हैं। तो अगर हम बात करें रेनो सीरीज़ की, तो रेनो सीरीज़ के कैमरास हमेशा से अच्छे रहे हैं। यहाँ पे आपको डुअल कर्व डिस्प्ले मिल जाता है, साथ ही साथ 64 मेगापिक्सल के कैमरास मिल रहे हैं, लेटेस्ट प्रोसेसर डायमेंसिटी 1200 वाला मिल रहा है। तो ओवरऑल पावर के साथ साथ आपको बहुत ही अच्छे कैमरा रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे, और कैमरा फीचर्स के मामले में डेफिनेटली ओप्पो ने काफ़ी अच्छा काम किया है, और इसीलिए मैं ओप्पो रेनो 6 प्रो जो कि तकरीबन 35,990 में आपको मिल जाएगा, मैं सजेस्ट करता हूँ।
राजीव, आपकी विशेष टिप्पणी इस प्राइस सेगमेंट के लिए?
देखो दीपक, देयर इज दूध, देयर इज मलाई एंड देयर इज सुपर मलाई। तो मैं सुपर मलाई की बात करता हूँ, और वो है वीवो। जब भी वो एक्स सीरीज का फ़ोन रिलीज़ करते हैं, समथिंग न्यू कम्स इन, और एक नया बेंचमार्क आ जाता है फॉर optics, for camera, ZS optimized stuff. They really do a great job. लेकिन X70 Pro ने मुझे भी सरप्राइज कर दिया. This is really throwing down the gauntlet and taking things up. So ZS, of course, part of the collaboration. World first चीज़ें डाल दी with the kind of stabilization they've done, that main sensor that they've given, all the new kind of things you can do. And then add that super powerful processor, the Dimensity 1200. So put it all together, all the things that they give in this phone. Even if you're the world's worst photographer, you're still going to end up with some of the world's best photography because of what this phone can just do on its own. Love this phone.
Great. Arun?
You know, I have to agree with Rajiv on this. X70s are really good, especially the cameras. Wow. But I'll tell you what, half the price of that, you get Moto Edge 20 Pro. It's an all-rounder. 108 megapixel camera, and it has got 50x zoom thanks to that periscope lens, and to club it with 870 processor. So you have got great performance, great camera, and display as well, OLED display, and at a price of 36,990, 37,000. I think that is a value for money flagship. That will be my choice, about 30,000. Yeah.
Brilliant. Dhruv, you get to have the last word on this one.
So despite having the last word, I'm not going to be a contrarian this time around. I'm actually going to agree with Rajiv. Now, Rajiv, you've talked about all the specs, and that's well and good, but at that price point, you expect good specs. So that's not, you know, my reasoning for going for this phone. It's about the experience. It's about the software experience and how refined it is. It's about the design. It's a beautiful looking phone. The X70 Pro, it's got imaging. Now, there's a lot of brands which tie up with other brands, but over here, the Zeiss partnership actually shows. The imaging is so good, the photographs are so good that this is definitely my choice in this price range.
Brilliant, yeah. Those are, I think, some amazing flagships. Vivo is certainly looking very solid in this segment. Right. And I think that has changed since last year, since the X60 series. Yes.
Yeah, they've really come a long way.
Now, all of them were amazing devices, but guys, when we are talking about flagships, that does mean spending quite a bit, right? And I know for a fact that Flipkart does have this smart upgrade offer that that makes this easy, right? So you're essentially paying 70% upfront, and if you do decide to keep the phone, you pay 30% later, or you can just exchange it for a new one, right? So I think that's a good option to make use of. Guys, this was definitely a fun session. I wish we had more time to discuss the tons of other attractive deals that will be available during Flipkart's Big Billion Day sale. You guys figure out what you will be doing after this, but I need to go back and browse the deals. I need to shortlist what I'll be buying. And as I can make out from what you guys said, BBD is definitely looking like a very exciting time. Zyada time to nahi hai. The sale starts October 3rd. Thanks for joining me, guys, and thanks for all your brilliant recommendations.
तो राजीव, क्या लेने वाले हो भाई फ्लिपकार्ट पे?
मैंने तो अपने कार्ट में बहुत सारी चीजें डाल दी हैं. I hope there are good discounts on that one.
अच्छा, already you have already decided.
Ready, set, absolutely.
मैं तो मोटोरोला के फोन के लिए जाने वाला हूँ. I think they are very good.
I mean, my wish list is also ready.
All ready?
Yeah.
Deepak, good having us all over. मेरे को बड़ी सारी advice मिल गई यहाँ पे यार. I'm going to add more things to my cart now.
Usually it's just add to cart, and this time it will be add to Flipkart, right?
Yeah.